Hey y'all, Briana Kid with High Country Yoga here. Today's practice is all about making space. In order to see what we want to see or create what we want in our life, we need to make the space for it. But what are we making space for? Well, we need to take a look inside and see what it is that we want to invite into our life. So this can be done through any kind of self-exploration, such as journaling or doing yoga, practicing meditation, or this can also be translated into taking a walk at the park and just diving into yourself and asking yourself what really matters most. Once we know what we want to invite into our life, then we can start to steer ourselves into the direction of clearing the path and making the space for what we want. On the mat, this can be translated quite easily with the breath. So when we breathe in, we extend the spine or we make some space in the body. And when we breathe out, we can explore that space. So maybe it's with a twist, maybe it's with a lateral stretch for the side body, or maybe it's to open up the heart and find some volume in the front body, the space that sometimes we're closed off into. So today's practice, we're going to really open up our heart. All you'll need for our practice today is a blanket. So go ahead and grab a blanket and let's get started. We're going to start our practice in mountain pose. So take your feet underneath your hips and your palms to face forwards to open up your chest, which will help you to open up your heart for practice. Let's gently close our eyes and settle into the space. Take a deep breath in through your nose, growing tall. Open your mouth and let it go. Once more, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it out. We're going to begin by releasing any tension out of the neck. Inhale, standing up nice and tall. And as you exhale, dropping your right ear to your right shoulder. Bringing chin to chest, and inhale, left ear, left shoulder, rising back up. Now as you exhale, left ear, left shoulder, and your chin to your chest. Inhale to the right side and rise up. As you exhale, bringing chin to chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Gently blinking your eyes open and rising your head back upright. Let's begin by making space in the side of our bodies. Inhale, reaching the arms out and up. And as you exhale, holding your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, we first make space into the left side body, grow tall. And as you exhale, we'll tilt over to the right, pressing the hips a little to the left. Inhale, come back upright. And as you exhale, just change your grip. Inhale, making length in the right side body. Exhale, tilting to the left side, pressing the hips a little to the right. Feeling the space you're creating. Inhale, we'll come back upright. And as you exhale, we'll take our hands behind our back and interlace the fingers, rolling the shoulders back and puffing up the chest. Volumize your chest and fill it with joy. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, bend your knees and we'll fold down over our legs, coming into standing forward fold. In this pose, you want to make sure that your knees are a little bit bent so that your torso can drape over your thighs. There should be no space between your torso and your thighs. Feeling free to bend the knees as much as you need. And we want to lift the shoulders up away from the ground here. Because if the shoulders are coming down and forwards, they're going to start to crowd the neck. And as we know, it doesn't feel good to move into a crowded space or to walk into a crowded room. So just here in our body, we want to inhale, lift the shoulders up to make the space along the front of the collarbones. And exhale, make sure the head is hanging heavy. Take a breath. And then we'll gently release the hands down into the mat. You can bend your knees and start to walk your feet back, coming into plank, the top of a push-up position. So in your plank, you want your shoulders over your wrists, your legs zipped up here, as well as your belly, scooping in and up. Take a breath in, feel your body getting warm. And as you breathe out, in a long line, we're going to lower down onto our stomach, coming into baby cobra. We'll uncurl the toes, bring the big toes together to touch so that you have one long tail behind you. And we're going to lift the chest just a little bit to start. For this, we're going to work on making some more space, one little step at a time. So it's kind of like a car jack. As you inhale, you can tuck your chin. And on the exhale, lift the back body. Inhale, tuck the chin. Exhale, maybe rolling those shoulders back, lifting the chest. You should really start to feel your back body firing up here. Maybe one more time. Inhale, tuck your chin. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the upper back. Inhale, and exhale, release the effort. We'll press up through all fours and hands and knees. And then we'll take rest in child's pose, sitting back towards the heels and folding into your mat. So in your child's pose, take a couple of breaths for yourself, feeling the release in your back body after all the hard work that we just did. As you inhale the breath, you might notice some space being created in the back body. And as you exhale the breath, feeling your spine settling into that new space or length. Taking one more breath in, and a slow breath out. And on the inhale, let's rise up into tabletop on all fours and walk the knees underneath the hips. So we're going to come into our biggest back bend of the day, coming into camel. So we'll be standing on our knees. If you'd like some extra cushion for your knees, if you're on a hard floor, you might use a blanket. Or if you have sensitive knees like me, you can take that blanket underneath your knees. We'll have our hands in little loose fists at our lower back. And we'll roll the shoulders up, back, and down the spine, lifting up through the heart. Feeling that space in the front body. This is all about the lift and the space that we're creating in the front body. We never want to minimize space somewhere else in the body to make space in the other side. So on the inhale, feel the space you're creating between the ribs and the hips by lifting the heart. And on the exhale, keep pressing the hips a little bit forwards. If your hips sit back towards your heels too much, then you might compress the lower back. You can stay here if this is enough, noticing all the space you're creating in the front of the spine. If you would like a little bit more, you can curl your toes under and walk your hands back towards your heels, with the option to keep the head lifted. The heart is always rising. Or maybe, if you're healthy in the neck, you can drop your head back. Taking a breath into the front body, and a breath out. When you're ready to release the posture, your head will come up last.
We'll take our hands to our lower back for some more support. Start to restack the spine, lifting up through the heart, and the head stacking up top last. Going ahead and coming into a neutral spinal position in tabletop, hands and knees. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll start to release from camel on the exhale, rounding your back up for the sky, dropping your head down for cat. As you inhale, making space in the front body by tilting your pelvis forwards, dropping your stomach and reaching your chest forwards, cow. As you exhale, we'll again round the back, drop the head down, coming into cat, and then inhale into a neutral spine. So we've taken our spine in all directions, side to side, forwards and back. Now we're going to take our spine into a twisting motion. For thread the needle, as you inhale, reach your left hand out and up, make some space. And as you exhale, we're going to move into that space by taking the left shoulder down into the center of the mat. You can rest on your shoulder and rest on the side of your head. Now, if you push down into the ground with your right hand, you can start to roll open your chest, maybe thinking about getting your shoulders a little bit more stacked. In this pose, we want to think about our left shoulder being an anchor, because from this left shoulder, this anchor point, or this grounded space, we can further create more space open through the chest. So we're kind of pushing down through the left side to lift up through the right side. Equal and opposite energy to make space. You can stay here if you want a deeper stretch. You might inhale, reach your right arm up. And as you exhale, tuck your right hand behind your back, maybe reaching for your back pocket or even into your inner thigh. Taking another breath into your lower belly. And if your hand's behind your back, inhale to reach it up. And exhale, we'll take right hand beside the face. Let's unwind, inhale, reaching the left arm out and up, counter twist. And as you exhale, tabletop, two hands back into the earth. For the other side, inhale, let's reach the right arm out and up to the sky, opening the chest. And as you exhale, starting to explore that space, right shoulder to the mat, right side of your head rests down. We can start by pressing the left hand down into the mat to help open up through the chest. Staying here, or if you'd like more, inhale to reach your left hand up. And as you exhale, wrapping your left arm behind your back, maybe reaching for your back pocket, or once again towards your inner thigh. Now, to experience the anchor point, really inhale, press down through the right side. To exhale, roll open through the left side. Taking another breath. On the exhale, really think navel to spine to help you open the chest. And on the inhale, if the arm's behind you, reach the left hand up. Exhale, left hand beside the face. We'll press into the left hand and unwind. Inhale, reaching right arm out and up. That should feel good. And exhale, coming back into your tabletop. Awesome. Let's go ahead and transition into a sitting position. And we'll extend the legs out in front of us. So we might have realized that some of the different movements of the spine have affected us in different ways, such as the back bending or that camel pose was really energizing and uplifting and awakening. The twisting, the thread the needle was a little bit more detoxing, right? Wringing out the excess of what we don't need to carry with us, what might be in the way of making space. And finally, we're going to finish our physical practice with a seated forward bend. And seated forward bends can be very calming, so they'll help us to prepare for our final relaxation. So as you extend your legs out, you want to see if you can easily touch your toes. If you can easily touch your toes, then stay here. If maybe this is a little bit more of a reach, or it's making you round your back like this, then go ahead and take your blanket and you can roll it up into a little cylinder shape and take that underneath your legs. And so now you have a little bit of knee support, and maybe it'll be a little bit easier for you to reach your feet. So on the inhale, we lengthen by reaching the chest forwards. And on the exhale, we'll fold down any amount. We want to try to keep our stomach touching our thighs. As you inhale, think about an inchworm, like your belly button can be a little inchworm coming forwards, down your thighs, and as you exhale, folding a little bit deeper. Maybe hanging here for a couple more breaths. And if at any point you feel your body has opened up a little bit more and you can move through some more space, you can inhale, inchworm that belly button a little bit farther forwards, and then exhale, fold down into your legs. And take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And another breath in. And a slow breath out. Good. We'll go ahead and gently walk the hands in to rise up to sitting. And so from here, we're going to find our final posture, which is supported fish. So this is a heart-opening posture where you'll feel your heart lifting. You'll want to take your blanket, if you haven't used it yet, go ahead and roll it up into that cylinder shape. And you're going to place it horizontally behind you. We're going to be laying onto this bolster. So we want to come down nice and gentle to where our upper back comes onto the blanket. Notice that my armpits are above the blanket, and then I'm going to drop my head back and rest it. Take the arms out nice and wide, palms facing up, so the shoulders can relax down out of the ears. And then we'll extend the legs long onto the mat, one and then the other. Feet about mat width distance. And you can gently close your eyes. So notice there's this little lift at your sternum or your heart center. In this supported fish, we are opening our heart because ultimately we need to open our heart in order to make space for what it is we want to see in our life. Take a deep breath in, letting it out of your mouth, and softening your body into Shavasana, or your final relaxation. If you start to notice your mind wandering or your thoughts drifting, you can use a mantra. A mantra is a phrase or a word that you repeat over and over inside of your mind to help you stay focused in the present. Our mantra today is make space. So as you notice a natural inhale moving through your body, you can think make. And as you feel the breath fall and release, you can think space. Inhaling, make. Exhaling, space. And softening into this surrender. When you're ready, you can take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly with breath. Opening your mouth and letting it all go. Starting to gently wiggle your toes, your fingers, reconnecting to your body. You can roll around your wrists and your ankles. And then taking a full body stretch, reaching your feet together out long in front of you, and your arms reaching all the way back, stretching like you just awoke from a deep nap. And from here, let's bend the knees, walk the feet onto the mat, and you can either rock up or bring your hands beside you and press up to a comfortable seated position. Either.
So finding a seat that you can sit up nice and tall, making that space in your spine. And as you inhale, we'll sweep the arms out and up, gathering all that we want to see in our life. And as you exhale, taking the hands down into a prayer in front of your heart. So we've learned that the breath can be a tool for our yoga practice and for our life. Our breath can be a tool to help us stay present on the mat and off the mat. Our breath can help us to make space in our heart, in our body, and ultimately in our life to see what we want to see. And our breath can also help us to let go of fear or any expectations or responsibilities that you put on yourself that maybe don't serve you to your fullest. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste, y'all.